Well, hello and welcome. Welcome to Joyful Mondays, every Monday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm not sure if it's good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good day, and maybe to some of you, good night, but wherever you are, you're always welcome here. I am Joy Ruffen. My work is as a leadership and style consultant, a signature style specialist, speaker, executive producer, TV host, and podcaster. Yes, it is a lot, but it's all connected. And it's all connected to and for you, for us, for all of us. My friends, every Monday and this is a very unusual Monday. There are a lot of people who are woo because there's going to be an eclipse. And it's not even frightening, but it's something new and there's a lot of energy. And I don't know which realm you're in, the religious or the spiritual, but everyone knows what it's about. But we just continue here and we go forward. And I thought the topic today was quite timely because it fits what we're going to be talking about. But before I go to that, let me also qualify for you and also welcome if you're here, because if you're here now or for the replay, we love good company. This platform, Joyful Mondays, begins the week, and it is a platform for both men and women because we want to celebrate all of those who are in leadership and looking to rise and scale to what they're here to do. So when we talk about what does individuality mean to you, and does it connect to your freedom and your originality? Well, that's what we're talking about today, because this eclipse is bringing, no matter what realm you're in, it's bringing in lots of changes, and those changes are good, even though sometimes maybe they might not appear that way. When we talk about individuality, we're covering a broad mainstream of everything about you, me, us, all of us. Where does the freedom for you and the originality of you connect? And how do you apply it to your essence and to your being? We're going to talk about that a little bit more today. But before I do that, I also want you to know, based back on what I just said, this platform is for men and women. And my intention is to start to invite more men in to come and share their viewpoints and their purpose and what they're here to do. And it'll be coming every Monday. Now, in that we just started this in March, I'm starting now to change the platform a wee bit. So stay tuned, because going forward, we'll have a featured guest who will come on for 15, 20 minutes to talk about what they're doing and how they're impacting society, the community, so to speak. So what does individuality mean to you? Now, you know, most of you, if you're new here, that I come in every week with quotes, several quotes, love quotes. And I thought this one was quite fitting because the title, again, what does individuality mean to you? In that today, most everyone is running around looking like everybody else. They all look the same, more or less, because we're in the casual mode. Casual is good, but we have to learn to kick it up a notch. And does that individuality connect to your freedom and originality? That's what we're going to talk about. This quote resonated with me, and it is a beauty. Because, you know, here we talk about truth, love, and beauty. Oh, they're all aligned and connected to everything. And this was said by Claude McKay. He said, if a man is not faithful to his own individuality, he cannot be loyal to anything. Are you chuckling? Is that not true? If a man is not faithful to his own individuality, he cannot be loyal to anything. And that's the truth. Our whole purpose here on Earth School, no matter what realm you're in, is to discover and find out why we're here and what we're to do while here. And this one ties in with it. Ralph Waldo Emerson. I fell in love with poetry so long ago, and quotes and all of that. And it's so good to come back and bring a lot of what I found fascinating and interesting to you. He said, to be yourself in a world that is constantly trying to make you something else is the greatest accomplishment ever. Don't they connect? Don't they align? And this was said for those of you here on this end, love research. Love University, Google, Dr. Google, whatever name you want to give Google, doing my own research. And you can't depend 100% all the time on that. Oh, but it's good because back in my day it was encyclopedia. I don't even know if they make them anymore. But Ralph Waldo Emerson was way back in the day, way before my time, your time, but iconic because he had so much to say that was full of wisdom, love, and power. To be yourself in a world that is constantly trying to make you something else is the greatest accomplishment ever. I hope that resonates with you because here, especially for me when it comes to style and my work as a signature style specialist, it's not to make you look like everybody. It's for you to find out what works best for you. If you're not a classic, which is boring to many people, especially if you're eclectic and you're eccentric and you like drama, find you. But the key is find the balance within it for you. And then you will be comfortable and at ease in whatever it is you're wearing. Even if you walk into a room where somebody else has on exactly the same thing that you have. That's where the difference lies because yours fits you. Maybe theirs won't, or maybe it will. And it's a soul sister, brother. Who knows? But that's the key here. Find out your originality. Get your individuality together for you. Because this is another that resonates with me and hopefully with you as well. And it ties into what Emerson Waldo just said. In a society that tries to standardize thinking, individuality is not highly prized. That's by Alex Gray. And hopefully you agree, but if you don't, I can stand alone. This is what's happened. Because something pops out into the stratosphere and it's popular and it's trendy and it's fashionable and everybody has it, well, boom, off you go to get it too. Not if it's not for you. Not if it doesn't fit you. And if it's just that pretty new, popular, trendy, which is what my household, more or less, with Momsy was brought up in, you find out, I don't think so. Individuality is not highly prized when you're standardizing everything. Alex Gray. Isn't that the truth? It really is. So our assignment here is to find out what really works for us. We speak to leadership, and leadership has to, it doesn't have to, but as my friend would say, you're invited to have it be an innate part of your integrity so that you rise to whatever's presented to you. And you want to go with that. Good leadership. And I'm not going to step outside of the box in a negative way, because as my momsy would say, anyone with half a brain knows this. A lot of our leadership today is warped. And it's not the type of leadership that we want. But first off, you hear me saying and repeating this over and over and over because it's so true. That leadership starts with ourselves first. Know thyself, love thyself, get to know and understand who you are, because you are part, and here I'm talking predominantly to women, but this applies for men too. Just like there's the divine femininity, there's the divine masculine. And that means that you're really in sync and in tune with you, who you are, or you're in the process of becoming. And you don't fear the power and the majestic being that you are. You are able to master that for yourself. Individuality demands that when it's real, true, and genuine. And that's what you're here to seek. Because we are, all of us. I've been meeting and speaking with all of these beautiful souls here this past week. And so many are purpose-driven. And they're females who know that there's a mission and a purpose for them, and they're all about that. And they realize that it's time for us to renew and rebirth and redo a lot of our femininity because of the programming and the conditioning and the sexualizing. And my friends, the sad fact of this is that so many of us aren't able to truly, honestly acknowledge that that's what's happened. No blame, no bash, no blasting men. However it happened, it happened. But when do we pick up the ball and run to the goal post, knowing that we now have the power and not to in any way blame or emasculate men. That is not the sole purpose. Your individuality has to do with the heart and soul of you connected. The body, the temple, the vessel that you have, you're about redefining and revitalizing everything that gives you the innate power that is within you. That was your birth gift. But we lost it. I don't know many, I do know a lot who can admit that, but not enough. We need more, because your originality and the freedom of who you are has to come through. And it won't come through until you acknowledge, maybe. I like to say that it's all about, or it ought not to be about, just your body, which is what it's been about for most women. And that's why when it comes to the freedom of you and the originality of you, it has to do with all of you, not just the parts. And that's what we have to come to. And my friends, I say this almost every time we come together, and I'll continue to say it because we need to hear it, especially for those who, and it happens to everyone, it's inevitable, but you do it with grace, dignity, and respect, and style and elegance. Aging. That's why so many women, they are aged out, just like they're trying to do with the Supreme Justice now. They don't do that with men until they're really like, why us? We all need to start addressing that so that it makes sense that we began to know and realize how we show up when we're in sync with our own innate God-given power, the divine feminine. We're talking about pure femininity here. Then we know how to approach, to stand, to be, to sit, whatever it might be. And until we get there, it's going to be different. And remember, the love of how we go about and do that, it's different for everyone. Everyone will approach and deliver and find and discover for themselves that in a different way. We have to learn to be genuine and true to ourselves first so that we can share that with others. And a lot of people aren't ready. We're not here to blame. We're not here to be judgmental. And we're not here to, in any way, the expression today, throw shade at anyone. But most of us, and I spoke to this beautiful lady today who's a church lady. And I said, this is what I'm seeking, church ladies who want to be more impactful and reach out to all of the women, because we are the ones who are going to spearhead and pioneer what has to be for all of these beautiful young souls that are coming here. And some of the mature ones who maybe just didn't get the memo, dropped the ball, as most of us. And then all of a sudden you have your awakening. This is what has to happen. And I said, I've been searching for my church ladies, born and raised in the church. I left the church, but I didn't leave God. A vast difference. And so more of us need to come together. And if you are not, if you're out there and you're tuning in, if you're not a member of my Leading Ladies, Leaving Legacies, here's where, thank you for that. This is where you need to be. And contact me. All of my information is everywhere. Leading Ladies, Leaving Legacies, not only is it a great group, but it's where your vision, your mission, and your purpose is there to be shared with others. We want to celebrate you as you celebrate others. So make sure you come and join in and then connect with the other ladies there. We're building a community. It's not a clan. It's not a cult. It's not a tribe. There's nothing wrong with that if that's where you want to go. But this is for individuality, because that's what we're talking about today. How do you individuate to you? How do you get to the essence and the core of who you are? That's what we're about here. And that means you're able to stand anywhere and be next to someone else who is just as individualized as you are, and applaud and celebrate them as they celebrate you. Because until that happens, that true equality that we're all seeking, if we're a little few light years ahead, I didn't say better, I didn't even say smarter, but we're on the path, because that's where we have to go. I hope you'll remember that and join the group, because we need you there. Because we don't want a society that tries to standardize everybody. We want your individuality and your originality and the wholeness of you to come through, because that's where we're headed. And we're doing it with grace and dignity and respect. For those who are not ready, those who can't ride with us, okay, when your time comes, we might not be here, but somebody will, and you'll join the parade as an individual, original and whole in the essence of who you are. And the other thing that I want to speak to for this, it's the freebie that I have for you. And this is a great freebie. I've looked over and done all of these. When I tell you that human design is one of the best, and this particular grouping here gives you so much information, that's a freebie. And then if you decide to go further, because it's all about know thyself. Friends, we can't do much of anything. We can parade and charade and play. Play is good. Fun is good. But until we really get to know the essence and the core of who we are, not going to work. Because leadership demands that you, me, all of us get to know who we are and treat accordingly. That's not to say that you won't have disagreements. You won't have sometimes, whoops, well, how did that happen? But you do it the way you'd like to have it come back to you. And until we're able to do that, and I don't like to say that's a long time off. I don't think so. Am I an eternal optimist? Maybe so. But I really think we are getting closer to that as women. Men have always had their little boys club, this, that, and the other. And women have it too, but then there's a lot of stuff in it, so many of them, I have found. It's not just me. I probably am the only one who's very vocal about it and will become more and more and more. I'm going to do a comparisons here and a rant as we start to do this Joyful Monday, and I bring featured guest speakers on. And if you have been a leading lady, leaving legacies, you get it as a complimentary. And if not, you come on for the 15, 20 minutes and we do a lot for you. And it's a marginal, and I mean really marginal fee, but it's worth it because no matter what market you're in and how many people you have there with you, you want to gather and bring more in so that you can expand your message and your verbiage more so. Because individuality is where we, especially as women, have to go and find the freedom and originality that's within us. And once we do that, we're on our way. And because of that, I have put together, and I'm adding some additional things to it. I have the silver, the gold, and the platinum. And the silver is what we're promoting now at 98. And this is going to give you 3 weeks plus bonus. It's all in your digital studio. And what's beautiful about this is that you get all the basics, because I don't know about you, my friends, but what I've discovered and I can see is that so many of us didn't get the basics. We don't know really how to pull ourselves together. And this is what this is going to give you. And then if you want to do a one-on-one with me, all the better. We can do that so that we can discover the true essence of you. And again, I continue to say this because I'm classic, but it's boring to some people. And I wouldn't say it's outdated, but it doesn't fit for many. Fine, find you, but do it with the joy code, balance, harmony, and grace, which is what my teaching will share with you, will show you, and give to you so that you can implement it into your style and how you show up. Individuality is a big, big topic today because it's really all about getting to know you and rethinking maybe the paradigm and the whole process that we've gone through, the process of who are we here and why are we here and what are we to do while here? And it's about falling in love with you, regardless to all the things that we've been conditioned to. Your size, your shape, your height, your race, your creed, your color, the money, your education. All of these things are major. But everybody comes here different. And different diversity is good. You can't have a circle of people that all look like you and speak like you and act like you and show up like you. How are you going to learn? How are you going to grow? Unless it's not your time. Maybe you're not ready. Maybe you would prefer to be among completely and totally like-minded. Like-minded is good, but I like a little irritant in there every now and then. It wakes you up and keeps you alert. Because the reality is, everyone should be respected as an individual. But no one, please make note of this, no one is to be idolized. No one you put on a pedestal. You give kudos, you applaud, you celebrate, you commend them, but you don't idolize them. That's not healthy and it's not good. And if you're searching for your individuality and the freedom of who you are, you want to have regard and respect and admiration for people. Be happy for them, but don't put them on a pedestal. Don't idolize them. Don't put them higher than you. No one is. Even that homeless person that you see on the streets, or the alcoholic or the drug addict or whatever, you don't poo-poo. Mm-mm. And I'm saying this to you because I used to go, ooh, ooh. And then I began to realize everybody's a part of us. We just continue to rise, to soar, to climb, to scale. And we always have to remain humble with a great deal of self-love and self-appreciation for ourselves. Then you can have regard and respect, and you can throw blessings and kisses to those who have not been able to gather and get together. Because when their time comes, there will, maybe this, whether you believe in reincarnation or not, I do. Maybe this time around it's just not their time. And then there are people who just make all the excuses because it might be their time, but when something ignites them in the right way, they'll come aboard too. Our assignment, all of us in leadership, no matter what type of leadership it is, and I speak to all of these fabulous, beautiful women. I don't think some of them know how beautiful they are, who are talking about how they work with people who are serving, who are dealing with grief and stress, and those who are all different types of illnesses and post everything. How can you not commend them? Because we all are here to do different things, but again, connected. So all that we have to be is purpose driven, and know that we're on the path to where we have to go and what we have to do, and connect with others that are, here's a good word, I said it before, but I said it differently, like-minded, but also quite different. I love inclusion and diversity, because too many people, they surround themselves with people who are yes people. Yes, 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 everything's beautiful, everything's great. I don't have time for people like that. I know some of my shortcomings, not all of them. And I like it when people present and bring it to me in a way that I can embrace it, and sometimes even not so. But you have to be very open and broad-minded to be able to do that. And you have to be able to know, or in the process, I love it, or in the process of becoming, that that's what you are and that's who you have to be. Because how do you grow otherwise? You've heard me say, and I say it again, the aging process is inevitable. I like pro-aging, anti-aging. There's no such thing, really. Sounds good. It's a good marketing plan. But limitless aging and ageless aging. But you know why I say that? Because in conjunction with that, there are an awful lot of very young, brilliant, gifted people out here who are full of wisdom. Might not be a lot of them. There are not a lot of happy older people either. Some people grow old and never grow up. I bet you've met a few. Have you not? They might be old and they might be wealthy. They might be maybe whatever, but a lot's missing. And you know that. Everybody receives their blessings and their gifts at different times when they begin to embrace them. And I say them because you're not only given one gift, you're given several. I spoke to this lovely lady. She said, you do so many different things as I do. Yes, because life is about choices and developing as many skills and gifts that you have, becoming an expert and a master of them. If you can do it and do it with grace and dignity, then do it. No one's going to, in any way, maybe, I started to say, people, this thing called the human race, we came here to discover ourselves, and everybody's going about it in a different way. I like the quote that I just said to you, but everyone should be respected as an individual, but no one idolized. Let's remember that in our leadership. Look to those who have different gifts and talents and skills than you that you might want to partake of, and then get more knowing of it so that you can make whatever that is your style, your flavor, your flow. Because otherwise you're copying, and you don't want to copy, but you do want to take what you can utilize that can become more your rhythm and your flow, the flavor, flow, and style of you. That's what you want. And there's nothing wrong with that, but don't copy it verbatim, because then you leave you out. And you are what we're searching for, the individual, original, the freedom of you. And may I say this as we end here, there is no freedom that anyone gets without boundaries, getting to know who you are, and the love of self. Freedom won't come without those. People say they want freedom, they want happiness, and they want money and all the others. It's all like a package, and it comes at different times. And I'm going to do this talk here soon. I can hardly wait. Maybe I'll do it on Wednesday about comparison. I have different categories, because you can see how people are more able to discover who they are, and those who never, no matter what the gifts were, never got to really understand and know who they are. Haven't you met so many beautiful, gifted, and talented people who their life was just a mess? They received the gift, they developed the gift, but they didn't develop themselves. We're not here to do that. You're given that gift for a reason. And it's to expound and soar with it at its highest vibration, the highest frequency. And far too many of us have neglected to do that. There's no blame. I'm not even judging. But my friends, you can't help but what you see. You see. You see with your eyes and you feel with your heart. You don't judge it, but you see and you feel it. And that's where more of us need to go and be vocal about. And that's what I'm going to be talking about more to you about when we talk about individuality and originality when it comes to you. There is a key to that each individual has to find for themselves. Remember that we are the heart-centered leaders. We are the female trailblazers. We are the agents of change and the purpose-driven leaders. That's what you, me, all of us are here if we're in leadership to be about. Friends, I'm going to be with you again on Wednesday, the 10th, for another solo. And then after that, I'll be bringing back in featured guest speakers. And I want you to join me because you are needed. You are valued and you are loved. It begins with you. So come and be a part of this community, this team, this extended family that's inviting you in. And I want you more than anything to think about how heavenly and divine you are. Look to others and appreciate them for what they have, but get to the rare and the richness of you, because it's there waiting. And it has to be felt and seen. And you'll know when it comes, because you are the universal goddess and the universal God. It's all within you. So as I bid you adieu, remember to make sure to join me on Wednesdays for Leading Ladies, Leaving Legacies. And if you're out there and you tune in later for the replay for this, get to my Meet with Joy and join me there so that we can do a connection, a dance together. I love to dance. And until then, you be and stay well. Make a screenshot, a snapshot of that link, and join me as soon as you can. I love good company, and I can't wait to see you. My friends, be and stay well. Make it one of the best weeks ever. I send you always much, much, much love from my heart straight to your heart. Take care. Have a great week. Cheers.